begin battle immediately!
Just as I expected. Cut the deck.
Health points, courage and magic points. Set. Draw 3. Potion, quick recovery and last minute dodge. I need a strategy. I know.
Excellent. Dragon Potion, Fiery Wrath, and Imbued Gauntlets. I know. I'll set a trap, starting with Fiery Wrath.
I place Fiery Wrath into play. All your attacks will enrage Sundance, and I'll counter harder and harder. I now equip Imbued Gauntlets. My magic base attacks are even stronger now.
No way!
Soon, my attack will begin. Your turn.
I see your plan. Arn and I are up to the challenge. I will draw a card, spending 3 courage to do it. I've drawn Flayer's sword. Now roll for strength gathering. I place 7 courage, and an extra one for my offensive ability, Boundless Courage. I equip the Flayer's sword, and place 8 courage from the sword's effect to give me extra courage in the same turn.
Your second turn. And that's all you've got?
I've still got my story.
I decided there was nothing here worth my life. I got up, put on my black leather jacket, and grabbed my keys. I was just about out the door when I paused to take one last look at my apartment. It might have been the last time I see it. That's when I spotted my knife. It's a large Bowie knife. I bought it at a gun shop a few blocks away. I'm sure the name of the shop was Kendo Gun Shop. I guess it didn't matter where I got it. It was still my only weapon. I picked it up and carefully put it in the large interior pocket of my jacket. I don't think I bothered to lock the door. The floor my apartment is on is deathly silent. I walk over to the elevator and press the button to go down. I heard a voice calling my name.
Andrew, go to the elevator.
It was my neighbor, Horace. He had the last few days off, some kind of accident at his job, he told me. I wondered what he was doing. He finally fully emerged from his apartment. He was carrying 2 suitcases. I held the door open for him while he got in. As the doors closed, he asked me what I was doing. I'm getting out of here before it gets any worse.
I know the creatures. I hope the authorities can handle this. I may know how it started.
What? How?
I can't say for certain yet, but it's something I can't let go.
Horace looked very troubled. What are you going to do?
I'm going to find a way to share what I know. It's all connected.
What connection do you think it is? Well, what are you going to do now?
I can't expose this in the city. I have a reporter friend. He will help.
The elevator doors opened and we stepped out. I'll help you find him. Be careful. No one likes a whistleblower. The lobby is empty. Apparently everyone else came to the same conclusion I did, just sooner. Horace had just realized he had a phone call to make and stayed in the lobby while I went outside and took a look around. The street was quiet and no one was to be seen. He looked like he might be a while, so I thought to start my car already. It is parked a few cars down. I walked over and locked it. But before I could get in, I looked down the street and saw many blocks away several police cars driving past the street I'm on. Their lights were on, but I couldn't hear any sirens. They were that far away. Coming from that same direction was a motorcycle. I didn't think very much of it and got in my car. I started it, checked my side mirror. The motorcycle was barreling at the back of my car. I threw open my door and started running. The motorcycle fell on its side and hit my gas tank. They both exploded, and I could feel the heat. I scanned the wreckage for the rider, but could find no sign of him. Horace just then came running out of the building. He thought I was still in the car.
Andrew!
Over here! But there was fear in his face. He was looking behind me. I turned around and found one of them. It was the motorcycle rider. It was missing most of its right arm, but was still walking toward me with the stub of the other arm out. A police car screeched to a stop just then. I was petrified with fear. All I could think of was to get my knife out.
Get down!
I did. A single shot rang out. The zombie crumpled to the ground.
Andrew, are you hurt?
No, I'm all right. The policeman started to get back into his car once he heard me say that. I ran toward him and he stopped. I asked him what was happening.
I was on my way to a call that sounded just like this when I found you with that thing.
I couldn't move. You saved my life.
All just part of the job.
He reached into his patrol car and came back out with a handgun. He tossed the gun to me. I almost didn't catch it. He looked me right in the eye and said,
If you see any more, aim for the head. Know what you're shooting at before you shoot. Stay alive.
He moved to get back into his car, but I stopped him again.
What's your name, so I know who to thank?
He flashed a big smile and answered,
Marvin Brannock.
I wonder whatever happened to him. I guess I'll never know. The siren died away. Horace and I went back inside. He had to finish his call. He called the airport and found out that all the planes had been grounded and none were allowed to land. I went back outside and looked at the twisted mess that was my car.
I don't have a clue how to get out of this city on foot.
I might run into another one of them. He came outside and suggested we take his car. The traffic is terrible and the highways were full of people trying to escape the city. The traffic moved at a snail's pace only to grind to a halt.
It doesn't look like it's moving anymore at all.
He was trying to see over the car in front of us. That gave me the notion to get out and look. I opened my door and stepped 1 foot out.
What are you doing?
I'm just getting a better look.
I strained my eyes to see what in the world was stopping us. The cars were starting to move, but to my shock, they were only being diverted back into the city. I jumped back into the car.
What did you see?
They're diverting all the traffic back. No one's getting through.
His jaw fell open.
How could they do this? Do they truly not know?
When we got close to the roadblock beyond the diverted traffic exit, we were able to see who had put it there. The National Guard had solidly set it up. Even at 100 yards away, we could plainly see them in full gear and their M16s in their hands.
I wouldn't have believed it if I hadn't seen it. You're questioning my dice rolls, and your story has main characters being faced with certain death?
You're practically dropping them. There's like zero rotation. And the government is just doing what it thinks is right to contain the disease. Can I get a ruling over here?
What are some brown men doing playing Dungeons and Dragons down here?
Hey, man, I'm not looking for level 10 racism, all right? Now look at this roll.
Yeah, roll from higher up or with more rotation. No excuses.